I'm now joined by David Pollack of ESPN's College Game Day here at the desk. David, it's a pleasure to have you at Penn State.
Thanks for having us. We are excited. The Penn State fans seem pretty jacked up. So
glad to hear it. Well, let's jump right into it. So it's been 8 years since Game Day was last at Penn State. Now, what went into the decision to bring it back to Happy Valley, and what about the environment are you most looking forward to come showtime?
Well, first of all, I don't have any decision in this, just to be clear. They go, I go where they tell me to go. So I think I'm excited because I've seen the whiteout and I've seen the fans and I've seen it on Twitter like we are, and just it's a powerful fan base, so I think it'll be a good show. We've had, tell you what, there's a lot to live up to because our last 4 shows have been awesome. I mean, we've been to some great spots, including New York was a lot of fun. TCU was great. Virginia Tech was awesome. James Madison was ridiculous last week. So we're on a good 4-game skid here, 4-show skid, and I want to see if Penn State can bring it as well because I think they can.
We'll see. Well, Penn State is ranked number 2 in the nation for the first time since 1999 and vying for a playoff spot. So are you surprised to see Penn State playing at such a high level just a few years after the sanctions from the Sandusky scandal?
Well, there's no doubt. I don't think anybody thought the turnaround could be this quick. And it's not just James Franklin. It's a credit to Tom O'Brien when he came in. Some of those players that stuck around, the recruiting classes that he was able to put together, the product he was able to put together. James Franklin comes in, obviously gets a guy like Saquon Barkley, and when you do that, your program changes. And this year you've seen it more too. I think the defense playing better. I think the defense is probably going to be a little bit ready to roll this game, especially because you start talking. The number 1 scoring defense in the country is Penn State, and I think we always talk about Michigan's defense, and rightfully so because it's been great. But Penn State's defense is a big reason why they're at where they're at right now, turning the football over, giving extra possessions to Barkley and McSorley. So I think playing at home, great defense. There's a lot to be excited for if you're a Penn State fan about the program.
Speaking of Saquon Barkley, what are your impressions of him so far this season, and how legitimate are his chances of winning the Heisman Trophy this year?
What can't he do? I mean, he's unbelievable. He's really he's a special talent. He's the best. I've been doing this for, I guess I've been doing my job right now, not Game Day, but college football for about 8 years, and he's the best I've ever seen. He's better than Ezekiel Elliott was a couple years ago, and going back, I can't think of a back that is that size with that strength, the power, the quickness, the versatility. He's not going to go past 5 in the draft. I don't care who it is. If I was picking number 1, I'd pick him number 1. And he's just he's a special talent that now took last year an average team, a pretty good team to a Rose Bowl. And now this year the team around him, if they can continue to improve and get better, this team can do whatever it wants, including going to the college football playoffs.
Now switching over to Michigan. Is the defense good enough to cover up the lack of offense down the stretch for Michigan?
No, the defense is great, but you have to give them something offensively. And look at the Michigan State game. It's not even about the offense being great. It's about shooting yourselves in the foot. 5 turnovers. You're not going to win very many games when you have 5 turnovers. And so the offense will have to get better. They ran the football last week and did a great job against Indiana. Obviously, that doesn't really count, but. This week will be a big test for Michigan's offense. John O'Korn's still in there. Wilton Spates has a rib injury. He's out for an extended period of time. But Harbaugh's been an offensive coach and an offensive masterful coach, and that's what we've always given him credit for. He's going to have to find something in some way to move the football because they've been really bad lately.
And finally, David, what is your score prediction for tomorrow night's game?
Oh, man. I think this is a low-scoring game. I don't think it's going to be a ton of points because both defenses are great. Penn State, I think, coming off of a bye is big. All those nicks and scrapes and bruises and all those things that hurt, you get to heal up. Saquon gets to rest up. I think it's a good day for Penn State. I think it's a low-scoring game, but I'm definitely leaning Penn State.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, David, and enjoy your weekend in Happy Valley.
Appreciate it.